suffered an incredible loss. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how much we want to talk about that, but your songwriting partner, our collaborator, Grammy Award-winning, on the Latin Grammy Award production committee and the board of the Latin Grammy Awards. Yeah. Prolific songwriter, producer, master percussionist, really, and producer, Xtassy.
Yeah, that was his artist name. His name was Juan Abreu, but his artist name was Xtassy. Everybody knows him.
Known all over the world.
All over the world. Danza Kuduro, a whole bunch of hit that he's done. So yeah, it was a sudden loss, and that has affected me a lot.
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable, unexpected loss, and absolutely devastating. But he gave us a gift. He gave you a gift.
Yeah.
You experienced real love with him, and encouragement, and he helped you get out of your shell for music. Yeah. He dragged you out. And it was intimidating to work with him because he was so successful and so loved. And he had such everybody, like in reggaeton, like all these, he's an icon. And so I can understand why having me in there with you to give you some support was helpful, because X is like, he's doing things.
That's why he got his name. He's always, people thought it was not, he was against, he loved natural stuff. He was a nature guy. He loved
birds.
Birds. He taught me what the birds and the bees were. And I always appreciate people that ask me about that, because I don't get to speak about that as much, because he didn't get his flowers. So I feel like every opportunity I got, I want to give him his flowers.
I'm glad. And I think also we owe it to him, not to put any pressure on us, because God only knows, we've got so much going on. But I do think that we owe it to him to put something out that we worked on together.
Come on.
This man was like, and by the way, how many songs did you guys record? Hundreds.
Yeah, I have a lot of songs that I recorded, but he taught me how to really be, when we speak about grown women, he taught me how a grown woman should be treated. He taught me my worth. I remember he saved me from, I've always been in relationships, but he saved me in the sense of what he left for me was to know what a man and the partner that I want should be. I don't ever want to limit myself by saying that I don't want to love again and that I don't want to be in a relationship again. No, I feel like every love is different. I feel like it will never repeat itself. What we had, I remember one time I was in her house and we were walking and I was like having problems because we go up and down, and she was like, "This man is in love with you." And I was
madly.
And I was like, you know what? And you saw it for yourself. We wouldn't open a door.
Nope.
He was so high strung that he would open everybody's door. If I was with my group of females, everybody's door was open by the time we got to the car.
Yes.
He would carry
gentleman.
He was a gentleman.
Yes.
He
amazing father.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, he loved his kids.
Loves kids.
Loved kids, period.
And that being said, it allowed me to understand that even as I get older, I may not have my partner, I may not have my person, but I'm not going to limit myself to know that my self-worth is not negotiable, that I have to set my standards, that I have to allow and also be guided. I want to be a woman. I'm choosing to be that woman that I'm open to what life has to offer, the person that I'm supposed to be with, the career that I have to be, always driven by God, and that the control is in me, setting up the platform that I need to allow these things to happen. Whether it's emotionally, whether it's crying here, telling you what it is, whether it's like I'm still grieving, but yeah, I'm still doing my thing. I still gotta have my jump off, whatever it is. And I don't have to explain myself to anyone.
You don't. You're a grown-ass woman. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. But what I love and what I loved about you guys together as a family is that, to me, when you were with X, actually, I don't even know if I know you. I didn't know you before then. I only knew you with X. But I knew your stories of past relationships. Mm-hmm. X encouraged you to be in your divine feminine.
Allowed me to be.
from what I saw, and I don't know what happened behind closed doors, but in our family's
Honey,
interactions,
what happened?
I already know.
That was the quiet. You know, I was like, yo, he looked like a nerd, but don't sleep on them quiet ones, honey. That intellect, baby, that brain. Oh my God, that brain taught me so much. I was always learning. Behind closed doors and in front.
Yeah. But he wanted to encourage you to be in your divine feminine.
Isn't it crazy?
To be in your goddess energy, because he really showed up as a man for you.
And you can tell because you have that same experience. Like, you know, Ray Allen was his like.
Yeah. Oh my God, he loved Ray so much.
But for him, it was like, how are you as a partner? How do you create a safe space? When you feel safe with someone, when someone is educated, didn't have a degree, he just read a lot, and you're able to have a conversation, whether I'm loud, whether I'm cursing, and that person is able to bring you into homeostasis, and they know what homeostasis means.
Yeah. You regulate your nervous system, your nervous system.
Come on.
Regulate my nervous system.
From your cycle, knowing like, you know, not embarrassed to go buy me something if I needed this, if I need a pad, and there was no awkward, it was very comfortable. You took care of me, I took care of you.
And he also didn't have machismo.
No, he didn't believe in that.
Yeah.
He didn't believe in that.
What? Yeah. He was like absolutely 100% like a man who loved his family, his woman, the children, his business.
His mom did an amazing job. His mom did an amazing job, raised a man.
But it wasn't like, you know, there was no like outward ego. He was so like warm and open and loving. I remember one time, you weren't there. You had to work. You were on set. And X and the kids and I and Ray, this man sat all day playing freaking American cornhole with these kids all day in the backyard, getting in the pool, being on the trampoline. There was dogs. It was so many kids. He was so happy. I actually think I still have photos of him just laughing at the kids, being silly.
And when we speak about women, right? And I'm glad that you're speaking about this because I feel like sometimes we don't understand that also acknowledging a good man is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm raising a son. Mm-hmm. You're raising a whole bunch of men.
A whole frat house full of sons. But you said something earlier that I think is so key. You said when a man makes a woman feel safe. I say this to my husband all the time. You make me safe. When a man makes a woman feel safe, you can have whatever you want.
Anything. He had anything from me. And I used to tell, you know what I used to tell God? I'm never leaving this man unless you take him.
That's it.
I'm never leaving this man unless you take him. I was in my full feminine, like I was able to trust and depend. Because when you become independent as a woman, when you're raised by your father and your mother, and your father tells you don't depend on no man, and you're able to kind of let go and depend on someone, and you know that they're gonna be able to do that, cook. He was able to cook or run my feet.
Run the kids.
Yo, one time I had to do, you know, I do fashion week and all that stuff. And my toes were a mess and I had to wear the sandals. This man got on his feet and he was painting my nails.
You know what he did for you?
I could have dropped my panties right there in front of him. I told makeup, hair,
probably did.
Everybody need to go. I need a 5 minute.
We need a closed room. We need a closed set. Listen, do you know what he did for you? He lightened your load.
Oh my God, that's what he did.
He lightened your load. He lightened your load. Because you had a load. You know, what our parents say to us stays on us. It stays on us. It's hard to shake that. You know, it's hard to shake that. But he saw that you needed your load lightened, and he lightened your load.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, yeah.